This is the video lesson for 1.06, Plot, Pacing, and Point of View. So let's begin with the objectives for the lesson. It says, after completing this lesson, you will be able to demonstrate an understanding of plot elements, analyze an author's use of point of view and its effects in a story, and analyze pacing in a story. The assessment for this unit or this lesson is a quiz. So I will just be going through the 7 pages of the lesson, and then you will read the rest of it on your own and take the quiz. So that's pretty much all there is for this page. So let's go to page 2. This one is about the elements of the short story. So on this page you'll need to read everything. It says after you read this stuff up here, then you'll move down here to this little activity. It says select each card to reveal more information about short story elements. So you click on the card and then it tells you like this one is point of view and it explains it. So you'll need to click on all of these and read what is behind them. And then it says seeing the whole story, and it shows you this little chart here. And it tells you the different parts of a plot: exposition, rising action, climax or crisis, and falling action and resolution. You've probably seen something similar to this before. So take the time to go through and read all of these, and then you'll go on to page 3. On page 3 you have a story to read. It's called Was It a Dream? You're not actually going to read the whole story, you're just going to read the beginning of it. So you'll click here and it will actually open up the story for you. Oh, and you can listen to it and follow along, which I often recommend. It's not super long, as you can see, it's just a little bit here. So you'll click on that and listen to it and read along, and when you're done you'll come back here and it has a few questions for you. You're gonna think about, was it a dream? And then you're gonna give your own interpretation, and it's got some questions for you to consider. So go through all of that and then you'll move on to page 4. Page 4 talks about point of view, and so it's going to go through the different types of point of view, and again it has little words that you hover over and it will explain it to you. So be sure to read everything. There are some different points of view: first person, objective, omniscient, and limited omniscient. And so on each of those, which you probably, again, have probably heard of these. Even if you don't quite remember, you probably have at least heard of it, so it shouldn't be too new. But you'll click on the blue, and then it will drop down, and it will give you the information there. And if there's any of these that you can't quite remember, or you're not sure if you understand it, please come and ask me about it. It's easiest probably to ask me during class time or office hours, or you can ask one of the other teachers during office hours if that time works better for you, because we all are happy to help you and we all know about first person. So read through all this, clicking on each of the blue boxes and reading them as well. And then at the bottom here it has the, you're going to read some more of the short story by clicking here. And it also has it where you read about it. And this author is really great. He writes really good stories, so this should be interesting for you. And then you'll go with the self-check here. And then there's some more self-check down here, and questions to consider. So make sure that you do all of that. It's very important to passing the quiz that you read everything that I'm telling you to read. This is page 5, and it says point of view and pace. So you're going to read through this, and then you're going to actually read some more of the story. You're going to find out what happens next by clicking there. And again, of course, it has it where you can listen, which is great. Then you'll do the self-check. You'll continue to scroll down, and you're going to come to this area where it has home, fast-paced, and slow-paced. So you're going to click on each of these and read what it says. Make sure that you scroll down so that you see the whole thing. Like on this one, you need to click to the next page because there are actually 3 pages to read, and there's also little drop downs here. So make sure that you find everything you need to read and read it. This is page 6. You'll read more of the story. You'll do a self-check. You'll scroll down, you'll think about the questions to consider, you'll look at the different parts of the plot, and you're going to actually drag them, or you're going to move them in order of the story, and scroll all the way to the bottom and make sure that you've read the whole thing. Whoops. Then on page 7, all it tells you is that you have read the whole thing, you're through it now. Make sure you've done all the self-checks and all of the thinking questions, and then go and take the quiz. Now, you do have more than one attempt to take the quiz, so if you don't do well the first time, try again. I think you have 3 tries if I'm not mistaken, and if you're really struggling, come to class and I'll take it with you. And good luck!